We got a write in from Captain K from Indy. I'm thinking of buying in Investment Ocean Front Condo in Florida and having my renters help me pay the mortgage. I plan on putting 20% down on the condo loan. My cash on cash will be about 12.3%. What are the pros and cons of putting the condo in an LLC? What are the best ways to get tax breaks? And how does the depreciation of real estate work on your income and taxes? I'll give you the numbers below to see if I can stay in that 12% tax bracket. I'm 67, retired physician, drive a 2017 Chevy Cruz, of a Bassett Hound for pets for over 35 years. He's had a Bassett Hound for 35 years? That's
probably more than one, I'm guessing.
Coors Light is my drink of choice. Boom. Captain K. I'm happily married. And yes, she's smoking hot. All right. Good for you, buddy. At age 69, I plan on living on $100,000 per year, $83,000 from Social Security and fixed income, and $17,000 from my brokerage account. My accountant told me about YMYW several years ago. Wow, the accountant.
How about that, huh?
Thank you, Joe and Big Al, for the spitball. And P.S. Andy, thank you for keeping Joe and Al in check. Okay. So let's first. So he wants to buy a condo.
Sure.
Ocean front condo.
Right.
In
Florida.
In Florida. He wants to pay $500,000 for it.
Sure.
He's going to put 20% down, and he thinks he's going to get 12.3% cash on cash. Okay.
Okay, got it. His first question, what are the pros and cons of putting the condo in an LLC? So the pro is simply that if that condo is in the LLC and something goes horribly wrong with that condo, then the damages are generally limited to the equity in that condo to have whoever is suing you instead of all your personal assets. Now, again, we're not attorneys, and there's probably ways to get around this if you were like grossly negligent, I would think, but that's why you do an LLC, is to limit your exposure to something goes horribly wrong on your property. Someone falls off a balcony and dies. That would be an example of that. And that's your fault. Are your personal assets at risk? Maybe, depending upon what you did or didn't do with securing that balcony, or maybe the screws were loose, right? I don't know. That's why you do an LLC. The cons are, you got to set up an LLC, and generally you hire an attorney. It costs you $1,500 or more to do this. And depending upon the state you're in, you may have annual filing. California, you have to file. California, you have to pay $800 per year. Florida, I'm sure, is a lot more pro-friendly on that. So maybe it's not so bad, but those are pros and cons.
Yeah.
It's the second question. What are the best ways to get tax breaks, and how does depreciation on real estate work for your income and taxes? So the tax breaks, whether you're an LLC or not, it's the same. So don't think an LLC is going to increase your tax breaks. So essentially, it's pretty simple. It's rental income minus rental deductions is your profit, but then you also subtract depreciation. And depreciation is the building part of your condo divided by 27.5 years. So if it's 500,000, and let's just say the land part's 100,000, just to make up a number, 400,000 divided by 27 is probably 16,000 a year. That's an extra deduction that you get. So you may be able to minimize your taxes from this income.
Right. It's just another, I guess, expense.
It's treated as an expense. And what that does, though, is that reduces your cost basis, right? Reduces your current profit, but reduces the cost basis so that when you sell the property, you'll have a higher gain because you've been taking a piece of that value each year.
Well, then you have to pay depreciation recapture as well when you sell it.
You do.
So you got to recapture it. So you get a tax break today, but then you have to recapture the tax break that you get in the future when you sell it.
Unless you do a 1031 exchange or you die. Those are two ways out.
He's got a little bit more. He goes, here's my numbers. I have one pre-approved 30-year 5% mortgage that equals $3,000 a month. Realtor said the rental income averages between $55,000 and $65,000 a year. Mortgage, including PI, is $2,100, taxes $300, HOA $600, equals $3,100 a month. So he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get $3,100 a month. Or my cost is $3,100 and I'm going to get a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So let's just say 60,000 a year of income and expenses are, in this example, about 40. Let's just say 20,000 of profit. Now that doesn't include maintenance and fix up and vacancy. And I'm guessing that with this amount of income for this price, he's probably doing Airbnb or VRBO, which requires a lot of time and effort. So if that's what you're doing, do you really want to do that? Maybe you do. I actually do that with our condo in Hawaii, and I enjoy it. But anyway, it's a bit of work.
Yeah, I do that with my condo in the desert, but
yes.
I hire someone to do it. I do not enjoy that.
You don't enjoy it?
No, and I'm gladly pay someone to do that crap.
Right.
So, but it's oceanfront. I don't know.
Yeah,
so, sounds pretty good. I mean, on paper, everything sounds really good until you buy the property, and then everything else blows up. Right.
Right. So oceanfront in Florida, hurricanes. Do they have those out there sometimes? Just be careful.
No, he also asks whether he can stay in the 12% bracket.
Well, sure. I mean, he doesn't have much income. $20,000 is based with his income, and he's going to have standard deduction. He's also got depreciation that's going to write off some of that $20,000, or it could even be less than that.
Yeah.
And if there's vacancies and there's more expenses and there's everything else, it could wipe out 100% of the income. So a lot of real estate income is sheltered through all of that. So
yeah, through expenses and depreciation is accurate. So yeah, based upon what we know, yeah, he could very potentially be in the 12% bracket as a married couple. That would be roughly, call it 105,000 of income, roughly, before the standard deduction to stay in that 12%.
So yeah, all right. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully, come and visit me down in Florida, a little ocean front.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.